Hello, cancer is not a death sentence. My name is Corrine, and this is my lovely daughter, Ash, also known as the mermaid, here to talk a little bit about cancer and how cancer affects everybody. But also, today we want to talk about a couple things. One, intention. What is our intention when it comes to our cancer diagnosis? Number one. And I know we all want to get better for sure, but I think we need to break that down a little bit because it becomes overwhelming. I found it becoming pretty overwhelming. And then the other thing we're going to do, both of us are very gifted intuitively. So we're going to do some readings today and kind of give some people some hope with regards to cancer and the world, and just some messages that may resonate with you, and I hope that they do. Below there's a subscribe and a like button. If you like this video, please just subscribe and like. I've been listening to somebody say that forever, and I have never said that, or very rarely do I say that, but we really want to grow this channel and our other channel as well. We have another one that we're starting, and that is all on the psychic realm and being able to get readings and those kinds of things, because we are both mediums and we are both very good intuitively, and not the intuitive that is the scare the shit out of you, excuse my language, but the intuitive that's actually going to give you some really great direction in your life. And I think that's really important. It's so scary to get a reading and then have no direction. So to me, I think if you're not getting a direction or an answer or a solution, then this is really kind of pointless. So anyhow, so talking about intention. So Ash, when we were talking earlier about intention, what is your intention when it comes to even this show? Because we set an intention for this show. So what is your intention for this show?
So cancer is not a death sentence because life is. So
That's the truth. Yeah, for sure.
like about life is a death sentence. And what I like to bring hope to is like different perspectives. Like you are the person going through a second round of cancer, right? You're going through a whole gamut of things. And I am someone who's watching you go through it. And so I wanted to offer that perspective because the truth is so often we only see the horrible things or the sad things. And so I really wanted to just break it down because here's the truth. The truth is, the more that you allow your body to refresh and cleanse and hydrate and oxygenate and flow and flush, the more you can support your body to naturally do that, the more that you are able to support your health and your overall well being. We all know that if we don't have a well balanced diet and we're not having a good time on the toilet, it's a day of suffering. And it's like, that you have to increase your fiber or your water or, change the diet. But the point is all this information is great, but I'm just going to say this: keep it simple, add goodness, and support your loved ones. Because the truth is, if you just do that, life gets a lot easier. And also, I feel like there's a lot of fear around cancer. And so I think we give a good dynamic of it's scary as hell. But if you watch our videos from where we started to where we are now, it's kind of like a journey of hope and inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, that's the real truth of it, is because when we started this, I said to mom, I said, and I'll be honest, I was scared as hell. I was scared as hell that I was going to lose my mom because there was a time in February and March where I thought, holy crap, this, I don't know if I
I
can ever
cried.
do this. I know, but this is true. It's real. Because like there
Yeah.
was a time when I was like, holy crap, I don't think I'm gonna. And then to see her here in November, and like we were worried about August.
Almost December.
I know. And like we're like, let's plan the next year of all these events. But like that's the point of this channel, is to give hope, to tell people that when you do the work and also trust the universe, trust that what you're doing and they have your back, because the truth is she advocated for herself. We talked about different things because that is like my favorite thing to remind people is you don't make it out alive. And so what you do from now until then is what matters.
For sure. So it's interesting. I just wanted to um uh let's take a look. I wanted to know when I oh yeah. So it was so today's the 27th of December. It was
November.
yeah, it was November 29th that I got the phone call from the doctor telling me that I had lytic lesions, or basically what he called it, a lytic lesion. I went, what the heck is a lytic lesion? It's cancer. It's a cancerous tumor all up and down my spine, on my shoulder, and on my pelvis. And so I didn't even really understand what that meant. So that was like almost a year ago that diagnosis happened. And I remember I was in Banff. And I said to my husband, well, that's like a vacation killjoy. I didn't even want to
Yeah.
be in Banff anymore. I just wanted to go home. And I didn't know what I was going to do when I was at home, but I just didn't know. I know I wanted to be home. I didn't want to be anywhere near that. And so then you're right, you get that diagnosis, and that initial shock is like, oh. So if you're just getting that diagnosis, just allow yourself to experience the shock, first of all, because that's what's real. It is a shocking diagnosis. Somebody gets a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. It's generally not great. You immediately think, okay, I'm dying.
Yep.
And it wasn't until probably the end of January where I realized, okay, so I'm not dying. Because even my oncologist, as we all know, I'm not happy with the oncologist from Abbotsford, who basically told me I had 2 years to live. And I think about that now and I go, this is 1 year of this cancer. I don't look like I'm dead. I'm not look like I'm dying. I
Nope.
don't look like anything's happening except that I'm living my life.
And you're
And
sure.
you're so right when it's like you don't get out of this alive.
Yeah, you don't. And you missed that I said you're shrinking. Other than that,
Oh
like,
yeah, and I'm shrinking. I lost 2 inches, although I don't know exactly when
but
that
she's just getting real tiny. Like all of a sudden, my mom, I'm 5'10". Well, I used to be. I'm 5'9 3/4. But I try. Anyways, and my
happened.
mom now, she's like 5'7". And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Because my mom has always been the just up here
Tall
with you,
one.
like
Now
5'10",
I'm
right?
not tall anymore, and let me tell you. But the only good thing about that is Dad also shrunk, so we both think we're the
Yeah,
same.
you guys both, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's
That's what
funny.
happens when you get old. Who said getting old was fun? I don't know. They were
Well, that's the point. People really hope to get to be old, but then but for what?
for sure. But what's the point of getting old if you're not healthy? So,
Yeah.
we wanted to set about the intention. So your intention for the show was what?
To just give people insight, hope, maybe something to laugh at, something to realize that this
Yeah,
is something real. Like
for
this is
sure.
real. Like we have
Yes.
literally we're now coming up to a year mark of when we started this exact journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's mind blowing when we think about it because I remember thinking about Christmas. I remember we were in the hustle and bustle. And I remember you saying like you're back. And we all thought like the fibroid that you had was what was causing the pain in the hips.
Yeah.
And
And it
so
was definitely not helping for sure,
yeah, but then we
but it wasn't.
realized more of it, and then we're like, again, but the point of it is, and then they said nothing was wrong with your fibroid. So I remember feeling like kind of stunned. Like I felt like you just went through, you almost died on the operating table. You
Yeah, I
came
almost did.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did almost die. And it's like, so
Yeah,
that's
if
the
it was
thing.
10 years ago, I would have died because I was bleeding out and they had to use this high super glue in order to stop me from bleeding out on the operating table after they did a hysterectomy. So, you know, so many times in my life, I look at these different exit points and we talk about we have 5 exit points that we get to choose when we exit. And some people believe that, some people don't. And so it's like, okay, so that was a choice then at that point to stay. This here exercise is a choice in I'm not dying. I'm not leaving right now. I have work to do and let's get her done. And I've
Yeah.
always had that kind of attitude. I get told I'm a workaholic by lots of people, but if it wasn't for my work, I would not be in the position I'm in today. Guaranteed the people that are around me really make a huge difference in what. So to provide hope. So when it comes to cancer diagnosis, you're not in a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. Not today. Like I imagine 50 years ago, this would have been a death sentence. Like this would have been, yeah, you would have just been bone cancer is not evidently is very painful. Morphine controls the pain. The I'm on a chemotherapy that for now brings the tumor marker numbers way down. Um, I went to Aquafit 3 times this week. So I go to an Aquafit class, which is an hour long. You have to go into the water. You're like, first of all, there's a deep aqua and then there's shallow aqua. And the deep aqua is the one that I really like. And because my body can actually be fully supported. And so if you were looking for an exercise that your body doesn't hurt, because my body doesn't hurt in the water. In the water, I don't have any pain at all.
And you
And
said,
so,
I'm a mermaid. That's mermaid material right there.
right?
Right? So,
I helped to
hey,
create a mermaid. I'm okay with that.
that's right.
So, it's really important to really get that, doing things that are really healthy for your body and moving it is really important. And I don't have any pain. But let's talk about pain for a second. We said we were going to do some things. And I was reading this the other day. And if you ever want to look at if you're looking for a good card deck, for doing readings or spiritual, let's read for yourself. The Osho Zen looks like this.
This?
Osho Zen
Yeah.
Tarot. Yeah, yeah. It's this one. I've used this deck since 2000. And if I'm looking for do a reading or I want an answer, I just pull a card. And I don't use it to like 100% guide my life, but it really does just give me some insight maybe that I'm missing. And so this is what they talked about in this one on sorrow. Times of great sorrow have the potential to be times of great transformation. But in order for transformation to happen, we must go deep to the very roots of our pain and experience it as it is, without blame or self pity. So I remember blaming. So I blamed the hysterectomy. I blamed all kinds of things on my cancer. And then I went on this pity party. And trust me, if you do that, please be kind with yourself. I think that's normal. I think that's absolutely normal to go through those. The key is not to stay there. The key is to go, okay, so what is it that you want me to know? What is it that you want me to learn? What is it that I get to see that I didn't see before? And one of the things that's coming really clear is I was born in a very religious family. And I saw spirit when I was 5. Like literally my invisible friend. I was 5 years old when I saw
Your
my
voice did
spirit guide the
something
first
funny
time.
there.
What's
Your
that?
voice, it did something funny there. It was really funny. It
I
was just
know. Because
okay.
my guide is here.
Yeah, I was like, just there you have it.
Yeah, he's here. One of them is anyway. So, but of course, when I told my parents, they wanted to have me exercise in the church because, there must be a demon inside me. And it was like a very scary thing for them, even though they're both very intuitive. It's very interesting. My mother was highly intuitive. She just didn't call it that. She called it whatever she called it. Um, anyway, so, and then at 12, the same thing happened. I had another visit by spirit. And I've always had this going up and down, up and down, up and down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about I am gifted, I'm not gifted, I am gifted. I don't want to be gifted. I hate this thing. Or can I go back to being stupid? Because I'd rather be stupid than have all of this judgment against me all the time. And I didn't want any of that. And then when my sister-in-law went missing and she came to visit me, well, in a meditation, I couldn't not pay attention. And even though I come as a hypnotherapist, that's the science end of it. I use the science end of it to kind of get away from the whole psychic mediumship. And now 2025 is all about the psychic mediumship world, going more into the spiritual realm and accepting finally at 59 who I really am and being able to be excited about that. I mean, Wayne Dyer said when he got leukemia, he said, I ain't dying from leukemia. And he was highly gifted, and he was a medium as well. Like he could see spirit better than anyone. He saw it in everybody. So it was amazing what he was able to see. If you one of his books, he went on a trip to Ireland, and he was one person that I wish I got to spend time with. Anyway, and he could see the spiritual fairy energy around different people. And it was amazing to be able to see that. So I'm like, okay, this is so great. So that's what 2024, the end of 2024, all of 2025 is going to be all about. I am no longer going to hide my psychic mediumship ability so that you feel comfortable. And that's most of my family. Most of my
But
family.
hey, I have to say, I got grandpa, so her dad, the one that we're mostly talking about. I got
Well, and the
grandpa.
rest of his family too, and
Oh yeah.
my mother's side of the family, they're all yes. Go
But I
ahead.
told grandpa, I said, Grandpa, don't worry. I said, I see spirit all the time. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, when you pass, I'll see you just as clearly. I see it all the time. And he's like, I said, doesn't that bring you comfort? He's like, what? And I'm like, wouldn't that bring you comfort knowing that you can oversee your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, and be able to watch over and see what's going on and you're not really apart? And he's like, what do you, and it was like, huh. And it was like for a while there. And so now he doesn't think hypnosis is witchcraft. So I'm glad that I finally have kind of talked. So I've literally brought the science with my grandpa because I visit my grandpa every Sunday, well, as much as I can when I do. And so my goal is, and so for years, I have just talked about what I do. And so now he's like, okay, maybe you got some, maybe you're right. He just,
Or
okay.
maybe he just doesn't want to argue anymore. It could be
At
a
one
true,
point or another,
I just accept it and it's all
fine either
okay.
way. I'm fine both ways. Yep.
Yeah, I'm good. Even I remember having a conversation with my uncle, and I said to him, I have seen things other people haven't seen for years. And he goes, that is a very true statement. And he doesn't even know me, really. He doesn't know me. I haven't seen him for 30 years. And yet he could absolutely say that, yes, that's absolutely true. So I find that very interesting. So I am excited about bringing out the more spiritual side, letting the kind of science side go. Although the counseling part is definitely going to be part of what I do because I think it's so important to bring comfort to people in a world where there's no comfort available. Like it is a crazy, crazy world we live in right now. And if we can actually inspire people, first of all, to do what they love today, not tomorrow, not when they retire, not when it's convenient or when I have the money or whenever, inspire you to do something today that is amazing for you, whatever that is. And that could mean baking chocolate chip cookies and eating the dough. Like to you know what I'm saying? That's what my grandkids did.
That's for that.
We
That's
never
what
ate.
family do.
We never ate. I make great chocolate chip cookies,
Yeah.
but we never ate chocolate chip cookies. We
Yeah,
ate.
we mostly eat the dough, but it's delicious. Yep. No, it's
Oh,
true.
and the other thing I just made, which was really awesome. This is where this is kind of the talk that we have here and why it's so important. Disneyland cinnamon buns. And
What?
I've made cinnamon buns since I was 9. So I have made them for 50 years. And
Yeah.
I saw this recipe and I went, seriously?
You're really 59? No.
I turned 59 in February.
Don't age yourself, Lordy Linda. I just freaked out for
I'm
a minute. Okay,
58.
just a minute. I was like, whoa.
Oh, it was so funny today. It was so awesome. I'm going for coffee with some friends of mine, and this little old gentleman, he comes beside me and he goes, I said, young sir, you go ahead of me. And he goes, oh no, no, no. I said, I can wait. I'm waiting for my friends. It's no big deal. Are you sure? He says, I said, well, young sir, you go ahead. And he laughs at me because he's well into his 90s. He says, I'm probably double your age. And I said, I don't really think so. He says, I'll bet you $5. I said, I don't want to take your money, buddy. He said, I'll bet you $5 I'm double your money. And I said, that would be kind of cheating for me. That would be like stealing money from a baby. And he looked at me and he goes, I'm 92. And I said, I'm 58. And he goes, yeah, don't look it. And I said, I love you. You're awesome. And then later I heard him say to his friend, see that lady over there? She's got a spark. She's got something. She's got a spark. And I went, oh, he sees that divine spark. That was so awesome to be able to just to receive that feedback. You're adorable. You're so
That is
cute.
cool.
And I couldn't have made $5. I didn't. It's all right.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not
Yes,
really
I know. We're very
easy.
fortunate to have great skin and,
Well, we
great
have grandma's
hair.
genes. Like
I
grandma
know.
didn't
Grandma
like,
had great genetics. Yep, for sure.
it's like when I
Great
tell people
hair.
I'm almost 40, they go, "Oh, really?" And I go, "Yeah, really, really." Like I'm almost 18-year-old. Like it's just,
Yeah, I have an 18-year-old grandchild. That's
yeah.
insane. Anyway, okay. So intention, getting clear on what your intention is. So my intention for 2025 is to really bring out that psychic mediumship ability to a whole different level. I mean, I use it in my work all the time, but I don't necessarily tell people because I don't want people to, and also educate you right now. I see spirit when I'm working. Unless they have, I mean, some people think, oh, you see spirit, you're going to tell me something that I don't want to know, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's invasive. So I am a medium that has integrity. And I think that's a really important thing to remember is that I don't, if I'm going to a party and I'm just there to party, I'm not there to work. I am not looking to give people readings. I'm not. I'm there to have fun as a human being. And so I don't read people. I don't invade their privacy. I don't go into their business. I just don't. People think, oh, I don't want to be around that person because of that. And actually, you're going to get less judgment from me because I really accept you just exactly as you are. And I don't want to read you. I'm not reading you. That's like
Yeah.
turned off.
And see, I'm in another lane where I'm ready to get my cabin in the woods because people are so terrified of me because I just say
I
things like,
know.
and I'm like, so, but here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this, the word of the wise. My mantra for everything is be your best friend because the truth
Yeah.
is when you be your best friend, you can enter any room, any situation, and give yourself what you need to handle. But yes, I like that you bring up that it's not invasive. Like the thing about it though is we do get overwhelmed sometimes where we feel like
Yeah.
all of a sudden a spirit will be right there and we have to say something. So we do, but
Sometimes that happens. Yep.
yeah, but we also have I have a universal contract and I know mom has a universal contract that we do not invade space because that's not our job. Imagine it just would be like it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like it comes with intention. And so I find spirit wants if they want their message, they find the way to get it to you. And that also brings me peace that everything finds a way that it's supposed to.
And the other thing too that's interesting about that is that spirit doesn't care if it takes 100 times to be told for you to get the message. Like seriously, Sheldon when it's banging on Penny's door on
Penny.
Big Bang Theory,
Yep.
Penny, Penny, that's spirit. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And they don't have a thing of, oh, I wish she'd listen to me. They don't think that. They just keep going until we actually listen, until we get the message. And so they, if it takes 1,000 years, it takes 1,000 years. They don't care. They got eternity is eternity. It's a long time. Human
Time is
form
just
is whatever, it's
relative.
long, short period of time. So
Yeah.
when it comes to cancer, there's a couple things that I just wanted to touch on really quickly before we close. When it comes to cancer, getting an intention, what is your intention? My intention this year was really clear. I wanted to get the best medical professionals that were going to help me heal this cancer. I do not just want to be fine with it and treat this cancer. I want it gone. So I'm very clear. And I wasn't always that clear because I didn't know the power of my mind. I want this cancer gone out of my body, all the cancer cells gone, and being able to live my life in the way that I want it to live. And as a result of that, my numbers have come down from 1,343 to 112. Normal is 30. So that is in 9 months. So I think about that and going, that is coming close to my intention. My intention is to be free from this cancer and to be able to live my life in a normal way, to be able to travel. The next thing is to create abundance in my life, to be able to do the things that I want to do when I want to do them and not have to worry about paying my hydro bill. So those are things that we are going to be very conscious about working on not only for me, but for all the people that are involved in our organizations. Because for me to be abundant is fine, but for everybody to be abundant, that's where I want to go. I don't want people to be having to go and survive. That is something. And this year has been about me surviving, and now I want to be more about everyone thriving, not just because this year I kind of quote unquote dropped the ball, if it were, because I have been really focused on my own health. Now I want to be focused on everyone in our organization, to be every people that we meet, and being able to support people to create abundance in their life, and also to create peace in their life. Because peace to me is abundance. Having peace in your life, to be able to go to bed at night knowing that your kids are safe, knowing that your bills are paid, and those different things, that there's food on the table. These things are here. I think that's really important. So I'm very clear that that is kind of my mission for 2025, and starting with 2024. So we're going to be coming out with some different programs that are coming out that are not they're not going to break the bank. That's the first thing, because we want to be able to support people, to create. Like, I am so blessed to be able to, I've been able to create things as a result of struggling, now thriving. But I struggled for a long period of time, just like lots of people. But it doesn't have to be that long. Like, seriously. And it's not that hard work isn't a thing, because I'm not adverse to hard work. Most people who know me think I work too much, but I love to work. So I love to do what I do. So it's like, how do we get you to love what you do and be paid abundantly for that? And I don't mean that stupid cliche of work smarter, not harder. Seriously, give your head a shake, people. Like, those people who say that, they had to work hard at one time. They had to. They couldn't just, that is such a bullshit comment. It drives me crazy. It's like, oh, just meditate, everything will be better. No, if you don't actually put 2 feet in the ground and actually move somewhere, nothing's happening. So when it comes to cancer, I always said to myself, so please say to yourself, start saying this. This is what I said. Please send to me the people that are going to help me heal this cancer. I have a great oncologist in Kelowna. I talked to my doctor today, my MD, who looks after my pain medication. And he just, we kind of talked about a couple different things. He says, I'm so grateful you're doing so awesome. It's been 1 year and you're doing amazing. And I said, me too. He says, this could have gone several ways. And I said, yeah, you're right. I could have given up. I'm not giving up. And I'm not giving up on you either. So if we can help you in any way, please, we're putting this on Facebook. It's join the YouTube channel. Then you're going to see this every week. And that's going to help you, hopefully. Yeah. If you want us to talk about something, if you want to come on the show, let us know. We'll absolutely have you come on the show. I would love to do that too. Anyway, we're done. Anything else you want to add, Ash? Or we're gonna do cards. We're not pull cards.
So it's funny. I pulled this card for you.
Again. Oh, you pulled that the other day.
No, and when you said I want no cancer in my body, and I was like, you're not in jail.
So I'm not in jail. I'm out. Yay!
You are free, which is where you're at. So the thing is understanding that you're not in jail. And so for anyone,
and that I'm free. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the case for everybody, is that you're not in jail. You're not, even if you are in jail, like, everybody has a different set of 4 walls. And so those 4 walls are different for everybody. And it's like really understanding that this is what we're doing. Okay. So the card that I pulled is the possibility card. So this possibility card is really about, you see the eagle looking down at the beautiful landscape. Possibilities is change the way you look at things. Like, if you looked at things from above, would it look different than when you're on the ground? Probably. And so perhaps raising you and looking at it a different way would support you.
Yeah. And also recognizing that when you get out of your jail, you can fly to greater heights.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And your friends are all there to work with you. Your friends are all there to help you. Yeah. That's the lovely part of this whole situation. It's like, it's okay. It's all good. Yep. Enjoy.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I had to share. But yeah,
Okay.
great
Well,
one.
anyway, we'll see you next week. If you got to this point, thanks for listening, and get your intention clear on what it is that you want to create. And bye for now.